Okay guys, long story short, still stranded in Singapore, plane broke down. They told us to go back and stay at the hotel for another day, and hopefully tomorrow I can go home. We'll see. I do have a lovely view though. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. I mean, look at that. So I wanted, while I'm stranded here, to talk about games because that's what I would be doing if I were home anyways, and I am craving the chance to do so. So, let's talk about something that was just debunked. I'm going to be real, this one was a little heartbreaking. In case you missed it, there was stories and 4chan leaks and rumors and stuff coming out in the last couple of days suggesting that Rocksteady's new game had leaked. There were a number of gameplay snippets, screenshots and stuff shared that basically looked to show a Batman Beyond game, which sounds pretty good, running and playable. And this kind of follows suit with some reporting I believe Jason Schreier did last year, where he was saying how Rocksteady was working on a pitch for a new Batman game after Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which naturally, I don't think Warner Brothers asked for a sequel to that one. So they were working on a pitch for a while after Suicide Squad launched. They were working, at least part of the team was working on a director's cut of Hogwarts Legacy. That ended up being canceled, and they just decided to roll all of that work into the next game. At least that's what it seems to be. After that, we don't know what Rocksteady has been doing, what they're up to. It's a big question mark, because they do still have a lot of talent. They have a lot of name recognition. They know what they're doing in certain regards with certain things. Live service games, not that great at it, dare I say. When it comes to other things like, cinematics, industry leading. Like animation work, phenomenal. The actual quality of the cinematics was unparalleled, as you would expect from Rocksteady. But other things like the individual bits of writing, the kind of broader design choices they made were problematic. But maybe that's just because they're really good at this one specific thing, which are those Arkham games, and they tried to get away from that, and so they ran into trouble. So a Batman Beyond game could be a perfect match, could be a match made in heaven for them. And honestly, when I saw the snippets, when I was scrolling social media, I was like, that could actually work. Honestly, I'm not mad about it. However, when you started looking at these snippets a little more closely, and I'll have Jacob put them up here so you can check them out yourself, you start to see the problems and poke holes in them. A couple of these, and they were spread far and wide, so I think it's a mixture of sources on these. Some of them look to just be modded versions of Batman Arkham Knight that have been tweaked and altered to make it look a little bit different, but they don't actually look to be original games. Others are pretty clearly AI generated screenshots, or they put in a picture of Batman Arkham Knight and then asked to replace certain aspects of it to make it look like Batman Beyond. Other aspects were just totally AI generated videos. It looks to all be funky. There isn't a single one of these shots where I'm like, yeah, no, totally looks solid. And then the man, the myth, the legend, Jason Schreier himself came out and clarified and said officially that it's fake, that none of that's real, which would suggest he knows what they are working on, and seemingly that it's not Batman Beyond. I'm sure, honestly, let's be perfectly real, break it down, honesty moment here. If you were Warner Brothers and you just had Rocksteady, formerly incredibly well-respected studio, you just had them burn $200+ million on a project everyone hated, that did a lot of brand damage, that also disenfranchised a lot of their fans and made a lot of their fans bitter and angry and feel like they don't got it anymore, and really upset them. If you are Warner Brothers and you're in that situation, are you gonna give Rocksteady the keys to the kingdom to go and make another massive $200 million game? I'm not so sure. I'm really not so sure. It seems, again, they were put on support duty, basically. They were assigned to do support work for another studio after Suicide Squad, which happens sometimes. There's very successful studios that will do support work back and forth within big, entities and big companies. But it is, I think, interesting that it seems as though Warner Brothers was very dissatisfied and lost a bit of confidence in Rocksteady. And so you got to ask yourself, if you're Warner Brothers in that situation, what would you have them do? It's 2026. What is the most obvious thing you can do with a studio you're not super confident in that has an incredible back catalog of games that are older with a devoted fan base that loves those older games and doesn't like what you've been doing recently? I think it's pretty obvious. You just have them remake something. You have them go do a remake of Batman Arkham City or the original Batman Arkham Asylum in Unreal Engine 5. You add all the bells and whistles, you upgrade everything, turn all the knobs up, you sell it for $60 or $70. You make some easy money, easy cash, and there's no creative choices that go into it. It's basically all just improve it. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to polish it up or smooth out the wheel, whatever the analogy would be. I think that's probably what happens. I understand that it's possible that they pitched something big and crazy. Maybe they did pitch an original Batman game, and maybe they do get the chance to do that. I would hope to see that. I think that would be more interesting than just a straight remake, but I also totally understand why Warner Brothers may not want to give them that chance to screw it up. Because even if you say they knock it out of the park, let's say Rocksteady pitched a Batman game, like it's Batman Noir, it's Batman, something crazy or wacky or unexpected, just different. And then they do a really good job. Even then, it's really hard to make back $200 million. Like it just is. And we could say maybe it's not going to cost $200 million, but do you really think it's not going to cost $200? I think, they are a AAA studio. They're an expensive studio. Yes, a lot of the talent has turned over. Yes, they've done a lot of restructuring. A lot of the people who worked there on Suicide Squad are no longer there. A lot of the people that started on Suicide Squad left in the aftermath of that game's development, and even in the wake of it, in the middle of it rather, to leave with Sefton Hill and Jamie Walker to their new studio. So I just think even if it went really well, it would be really difficult to make back the money. And so why not do something way cheaper and comparatively way easier, such as just doing a straight remake of something, when your fan base is going to love that and eat that up? That just makes sense to me. Maybe that's cynical of me, but I also wouldn't blame them, because Rocksteady, again, after Suicide Squad, would you give them money? Would you give them a huge blank check to make something? I wouldn't be that confident. And there's amazingly talented people there. Still, I know that's shocking for me to say, because I've bashed Suicide Squad many times. As you guys know, it's one of my passions in life. But even the point of Suicide Squad is that it has these amazingly high quality parts, and then these catastrophically bad ones. And it's this like duology, dichotomy, whatever the hell it is. It's this contrast between the two that is fascinating to me, because you can have amazingly high quality cutscenes that are showcasing unbelievably bad dialogue, and that's just fascinating to me, right? Because it's like this is the most well-executed slop I've ever seen in my life. It really is amazing. It's quite impressive. So I don't know what the future holds for them. I think it's clear, people were saying maybe Warner Brothers is going to shut down Rocksteady. That seems to not be the case. I think if they were going to do that, they would have done that a while ago. I think it's one of the few studios they still see like a lot of potential in. And, they didn't see that potential within Monolith. I mean, Monolith was really struggling to get anything across the finish line, which is why they were shut down. And delivering something is sometimes for these companies more important than the quality. I mean, even if Monolith eventually would have launched the Wonder Woman game at like a 90 Metacritic, if it took 15 years to make, it still is not profitable. It still didn't make sense to do that. Like, there's some studios and some publishers who can tolerate that because it's less about the money and it's more maybe about prestige or brand reputation, stuff like that. I think of like Ken Levine with Judas, or like the BioShock games. I mean, the fact we haven't gotten a new BioShock in over a decade is insane when you consider how beloved that franchise even still to this day is. So sometimes it's not just purely about, the dollars and cents. Sometimes it's a bigger question than that. But I think it's clear Warner Brothers thinks that there's something Rocksteady can provide they can't get with another studio. And to me, I think the only thing that really makes sense is using their name and their reputation and their back catalog to remake fan favorite beloved games like Arkham Asylum, City, and Night. Whether those remakes go well, time will tell, but I think that those are probably the layup that they're actually assigning them to. Or who knows, maybe they are honestly just doing support work on the next Harry Potter game. Who knows? What I do know is that I am here for another day. I will fly out allegedly tomorrow morning. We'll see about that. And then I travel for about 23 hours and I get home at like 6 p.m. But I cross this is what's weird, okay? Bear with me here. I take off tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. I fly across the Pacific for like 15, 16, 17 hours, something like that. And I land 10 minutes later. I will land. I take off 9 a.m. Saturday, and I will land at 9:10 a.m. Saturday. Datelines, time zones. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. I can't think about it. It breaks my brain. I can't think about it. It's like, it's just, that is what it is. But I can't wait to get home. Next week, which is fast approaching, I am excited to get back into the swing of things. I'm excited to talk about what I've been doing in Singapore. I'm excited to talk about everything that I saw, all the people I met, some of the references they made. Bro, I don't think I can say it yet, but man, somebody I met made a reference to one of our stream clips, and it was very funny. And I didn't realize it was turning into a whole thing. Hashtag mold. That's all I'm gonna say. We'll talk about it. Don't worry. But it also looks like early next week we're gonna have GTA 6 news, a new trailer and stuff. Deep dives galore on that, I'm sure. And it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Also, Lego Batman is coming. We'll see if that runs above 10 FPS. Fingers crossed. No, they did not give me an early copy. Speaking of Suicide Squad. But I'm excited. I think that game looks great, but bro, it looks like it runs like hot donkey ass. I said it. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm going to leave it there. Much love. I don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. Probably film another 1 or 2 of these because I'm bored. So buckle up. I'm going to be here. You're going to see more of me. Sorry, not sorry. Bye.